Hi, what's up you guys? My name is Vivian from the Paper Layer blog, and today I want to make a heart-shaped mini album. Okay, so of course you could use this mini album to turn into, this is just an example, to turn into like a photo album or a scrapbooking album or something like that, but I want to use it for Happy Meal, of course. Now, you may hear in my voice that I am sick when I'm filming this. I have a bit of the flu, but don't worry, you're not going to have to listen to this for very long. I'm going over to just filming and doing a process video, speeding up the process, and I will be doing a voiceover then. But I did want to come on here really quickly and explain a couple of things to you. You see in front of you these beautiful papers I have from Carta Bella Flower Market. I showed you this in my Craftelier haul. It is basically the prettiest paper ever. And I did, as you can see, I already used some of it for a project that I have not yet sent out because I don't wanna, it's too pretty. But I also have been kind of hoarding it because I love it so much. I paid for this with my own money, don't worry, nothing of this is sponsored, I just am really big fan. So I thought I would use this paper, this collection basically, to do today's Happy Meal tutorial. Now, as you can see, also I have these dies. I ordered them from a store called, oops, I forgot what it was called. I think it's something like In Love Art Store? In Love? I don't know. I'm gonna link it down below if you want to check it out. So I ordered this die, but I wanted to say that if you don't have a die cutting machine, or if you don't have this die, you totally don't need it. You could make something like this yourself. What I would suggest if I didn't have a die cutting machine is I would make like a cardstock template of this. I would kind of try and draw or even print, maybe you can print something like this, a template of this in cardstock, cut it out, and then you can trace it on paper you like and use that as a guideline instead. Last but not least, of course, you don't need to make this heart shaped. You can make it any shape, size or form you like, but I'm just going to do this because I have this new. Okay, I'm going over to voiceover because I'm pretty sure people don't like listening to my sick voice I had back then. But what I was talking about here is that the die, like the one on the left, obviously makes the album page, and then there's a smaller die, that one, that punches out a heart, just a heart. So you can use that to either layer two pages on top of each other, or I'm also going to do that in this video, you can use that to punch out the heart from the album page and make some sort of a frame. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense now, but I will show you very soon. Then, as you can see, I punched out a whole lot of different ones, different papers. I was just having a night with all of my scrap papers, punching out all of these album pages, and then I decided that I was going to use the Carta Bella collection for a video and for my first heart-shaped album project. I tried so many different things. I was looking at using those rings, like the binder rings, but then that would make more sense if you want to decorate both sides of the page, and for this project I wanted to do one side of the page. So then I think I'm going to use, or at least at that time I thought I was going to use, maybe breads. Whew. Okay, I also wanted to point out, I think I already said that in this video, but I paid for this with my own money. Not sponsored in any way, I wish, but I did want to say that, like, this company, the In Love Art Store, I purchased 2 products from their store. I purchased this, actually 3. I purchased this one twice, one for me, one for my pen pal, because I knew she was getting a cutting machine, and then I purchased a smaller version of this as well to make like a mini album, but they sent me the wrong thing. Sad. So I contacted them and they said, oh, we can give you a discount, and I was like, no, I don't want a discount, I want the same product again, like the product I ordered. And they said, I'm sorry, apparently the order number, like the product number, is wrong in our thing. So they sent it to me again, and I again got the wrong product. But then I contacted them one more time and they said, whoops, we're fixing it. And now I finally have the small die. I cannot show you in that video, but I have a smaller version. It's really tiny. I don't know yet what I'm going to use it for, but like in the end they came through, and I did want to point that out.
So as you can see, that was what I was mentioning in the beginning. When you punch out the heart from the album page, you get a frame, which I wanted to use. Oh yay, that was where my order came in. I don't know why I'm showing you this. But those are beeswax wraps. Wow, that's a tongue twister, and you can use that to wrap up food, which you would normally wrap up in cling foil. Don't ask me why that is in that video. My boyfriend was like, hey, our package came in. I could have cut that out, but you guys usually seem to enjoy the little random things in my videos. So the first, like the pink page, I obviously made into a frame by cutting out the middle, and now I'm just using a like sticker packaging or something, like plastic that I was going to throw away. I'm using that as, I don't know, I'm gonna make it into a shaker, and yes, I'm wiping that with my skirt, okay? My cat is meowing in the background. What's wrong, Noos? You want to go outside and catch the pigeon? But the pigeon, Mama Pigeon, is in the tree because she's probably having babies, so you're not gonna go bother her. So, obviously I'm going to make a shaker because I thought that would be really, really cool. And I'm kind of, like, I'm figuring this out as I go, which is how I usually do my projects. So, I use that, like, what is it called? Like recycled sticker paper. No, what am I saying? Recycled sticker packaging, or I don't know, recycled packaging. And I'm gluing that on there now. But I have to admit, if I could do it over, I would do it differently because it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. It didn't stick. And then I'm also going to use foam tape, and that didn't stick, and it turned very messy, and I was very unhappy. But in the end, like the process itself is so messy. Like I now have the plastic behind that frame, and I'm just running it through the machine so that it hopefully cuts out, and it does. But then the glue goes everywhere because I didn't let it dry first. So naturally the glue makes a mess because glue and I are not friends. And I was really sad because I loved the way that turned out, and I thought I'm just going to try and fix it by covering up the glue. Like, you cannot see it in the video, but the glue is actually on the front of the page instead of on the back because of the die cutting. So I'm just going to use a lot of little dies and little things to cover up. Noos, can you stop meowing? I'm doing a voiceover. To cover up the glue on the pages. And then in the end, like, I haven't sent it out yet. And in the end, it's not how I would usually want things to turn out. I usually like it to be a little bit more neat. But then again, I love this page so much, I did want to leave it in there. So it's a little bit of like a challenge for me of letting go as well, like not worrying too much about it. So yeah, while I'm decorating this, I'm going to explain to you, no, seriously, I'm going to explain to you the idea behind this album, because obviously it's Happy Mail, it's a flip book like I would normally make a flip book, but I got an idea from another YouTuber. I will have to find her because I forgot the name of the YouTuber. I will find her and link her down below. Because basically, okay, long story short, she has Patreon, and Patreon is a place where you can sort of support your creators, your favorite creators, by like having like a subscription to their account every month. And then she also has, which is really, really cool by the way, she also has a subscription, like a Happy Mail subscription. So you basically pay her, and then each month you get Happy Mail from her, which is really, really cool. It's not something I would personally offer. It's not at all, because I would get stressed if people paid me for my meal. It's just a way for me to have fun and be creative, and I would never ask someone to pay me for that. But I would love to pay her for Happy Meal. Oh yes, I was trying the caramelized honey coffee, which is so good. It's actually my new favorite flavored coffee. But basically that is something she offers, and she shows in videos each month, or I think every month, I don't know, what she has sent to her Patreons. So I was watching the video of like the Happy Meals she made for her customers, I guess I could call it. And then one thing she did is she made them a little album. I like that so much. So she basically made like a Happy Meal album. This is what I meant. I'm messing it up so badly, like the foam tape, it doesn't want to be my friend. Okay, I almost forgot to finish that story, but first, if I could do this over, I would put foam tape around the heart, but not where those holes are, because it's going to make it impossible to fold. But we will see that later. But she made them a Happy Meal album, which is like super fun. But then she made it so that they could reuse the album and keep like pictures and something and memory journaling, I don't know, in it. So I thought I would do that as well. So this is Happy Meal and I'm going to put goodies in it, but then and now I realized that I accidentally put the stuff on top of the sequins, so now there's sequins in my foam tape as well. So I put goodies in it, I made it Happy Meal, but then I made it so that she could take the goodies out and put pictures in, or journaling cards, or I don't know. I tried to create as many tuck spots and stuff. I thought, I love that idea so much. Like this album, like usually when I make Happy Meal, I know that the receiver is going to look at it and be happy with it, but I also really love the idea of her being able to reuse it for something really cool. So I made it, I'm hoping that the receiver will use this as like a little memory journal. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not going to force someone to turn this into a journal, but it would be really, really fun. And I forgot to bring a spoon, so I just stirred my coffee with a scissors. Yes, I know, crafty girl problems. What am I talking about? Okay, so that is basically the idea for this journal. I thought that would be really, really fun. Obviously, you don't have to do that. You can just make this into regular Happy Meal. But I love the idea of her being able to reuse it. Yes, that is my... I don't know why my table is like... Why my camera is bobbing. Like, it's going up and down and up and down. Why is that? That is so weird. I didn't realize that before. I hope it's not too annoying. But... that's my huge Nouveau Drop stash. By the way, I've never asked this before and I probably might not ask this again, but if you are also annoyed by the way my camera setup is, and if you want to support my channel, I would like to point you to my Ko-fi page, which is basically a page where you can buy coffee for me. But in this case, I'm actually saving for a new tripod. I want to buy a new tripod because obviously this is not perfect and it's at an angle, and now it's also bobbing. Okay, now the bobbing seems to be over, I hope at least. I didn't realize, I don't know if that's in all my videos. But okay, a long story short is that I'm saving for a new tripod. Sadly, this YouTube channel is not a source of income. I would love it to be a source of income, but for now I spend just as much on my channel as I make on it. I even spend more than I make on it, which is totally fine, but it does mean that investing in new things like a tripod is a little bit tricky. So if you would like to support my channel, I would... Oh, this is really weird. I hope it's not weird to ask this, but if you ever feel like supporting my channel in a way other than all of your amazing comments and likes and support and the shares you guys do, because I really, really do appreciate that. But if you ever feel like doing something more, please consider supporting me, my channel, in buying a new tripod. Okay, now I'm going to stop because I'm annoying myself. Oh yes, oh goodness, this album had so many mistakes. So what I did is at first I thought I would put the pocket on the right, and then I realized I didn't like that, so I wanted to put the pocket somewhere else. But I already put glue on the right, so how was I going to cover up the glue? I tried to take it off, it looked ugly, then I decided to cover the edges of the page with watercolors, which actually is kind of cool. Even though it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, I still kind of like how different it is. And then I decided to put the pocket at the bottom of the page. So I first ran it through the die cutting machine with a border die that made like those flower borders, and then I ran it through again to cut into the shape of the album again. And I'm using one of those strips from the top of the page that you usually have left over, that you usually throw away. I used that, I think people call it a branding strip, to make a little tuck spot, which I'm going to put my letter behind. And then I covered up the hole from the middle of the page with a cute die cut. And then as you could see, I also tried to fold over the album because, like I said, I was like determined to do it with brads, to make this album with brads. So I scored it to fold over, and it does. You can flip it open. The only problem is that the first page, you know, the one with the foam tape, it also has foam tape where the brads go, so it's a little bit hard to turn. But yeah, you know, we learn as we go, and I cannot be perfect because obviously this is my first time making this project, and next time I'm going to do it differently. So for this page I used a rectangular die and a square die to make these teeny tiny really cute little photo frames, like Polaroid frames, and then I put little like those little cards behind it, but I put them on there really loosely so that hopefully the receiver can replace those little cards with pictures or something cute. I know they're really tiny, but the pages are quite tiny themselves, so I thought it would be fun to add like little mini pictures. I think it looks really cute. So this is exactly what I meant. My idea was for her, the receiver. Like I said, I haven't picked a receiver yet. I'm having a little bit of a hard time letting go of this project. But my idea was for the receiver to replace as much as possible with her own memories. Nuvo drops again. I will try and link everything I have used down below. I also have now an Amazon page, and lately, like a little while ago, I had my first sale, which basically means that someone used the link I provided. This doesn't cost you anything extra, but it might in the future be a source of income for me, which would be cool. But sadly, like, I'm not gonna be rich from this channel. My first sale, like the first thing is like 40 cents or something, so that's something, but they're not going to pay it to me because it's too little. But hey, you know, like I said, my YouTube channel isn't a source of income, but I never meant for it to be a source of income. I started this to share my love for crafting, to share my love for Happy Meal, and I'm continuing this because I found so many like-minded people who enjoy my videos, which is kind of great, and who seem to have as much fun in this hobby as I do. So a long story short is no, it's not a source of income, and it would be kind of awesome if it could be a source of income, but I'm not sad that it's not. For the next page, I'm like juggling around. I'm moving them 100,000 times. Those little cut apart sheets. I also have the die cuts. I don't think I showed you that, but I'm pretty sure these are just cut aparts. And I don't remember exactly what that thing said. I think it said something like remember this day. And then I put double-sided tape on two sides of the tag so that it actually turns into a little pocket, which you will see in a second. And then I'm using the chipboard. Is it called chipboard? I don't know. Those fat stickers. They're not puffy, but they're like chipboard, I think. I'm using those fat stickers to decorate the page, and then I realized that when I put the sticker there, I actually cannot put my goodies in there anymore, so I moved it around a little bit. I'm sorry if this goes really fast, but I have seen, like, usually people only watch my videos for 7 minutes, and this is already 18 minutes, so I'm gonna have to make it a little bit quick. I'm just decorating a little envelope, which I end up putting in that pink pocket, I think. I just decorated it with some of the die cuts, and then I'm filling it up with like the die cuts I made with my Sizzix, like the Big Shot machine. So they're all, I hope people like this as well, but I love sharing like basic shapes and flowers and hearts and all of those things in fun paper patterns so that people can make their own meal with it. And then I'm just tucking some goodies behind that tag as well. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys this. I made a big mistake. Like, how often are you gonna make a mistake, Vivian? It's kind of unreal how many mistakes I made in this project alone, but I still like it too much that I can't let go. But I die cut all of these papers you see in the background, like the light pink ones. I die cut them to be the back of the album, because at first I thought I wasn't going to do the back, but then I thought I would just give them like a cute background paper so that if the receiver decides to do anything with it, at least they're not white. So I die cut those, but I die cut them wrong because obviously you're going to have to put them on backwards. So I decided to just glue them on and then cut off the excess, which is very smart. And I made one more mistake because I used a double-sided paper as well. So I cut out, I think, four pink hearts to use on the white backgrounds, on the white backs of the page. And I don't know how, but I accidentally glued it on a blue page. So I actually covered up something that was already covered with paper, like it already had a print. How do I do that? How does that happen? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, I guess. Very smart. Probably not my greatest moment, but I just wanted to share that with you because I make mistakes like every other person. But in the end, I am so happy with this project and I hope the receiver is too. I hope you guys like this project. I want to know if you intend on doing anything like this yourself. It could be either a heart-shaped album, which would be pretty cool, but also how am I going to call this? Like a Happy Mail album that could be turned into a memory journals of some sorts. I hope that gave you some ideas. I know I definitely am going to make many more of these. Well, wow, I managed to talk for all of that 20 minutes. I'm sorry, I hope you guys are okay with that, but hey, talking is what I do. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I do Happy Mail videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes in between. I also do project shares, unboxings, I don't know what else. But yeah, that's it for now. Have an amazing day. I wish you guys all the best and I'll see you again very soon. Okay, bye bye.